Welcome to TradeGameBad.com. This is John. This report is for the 22nd. Pushing back towards highs. What a shock. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get NBI magenta well above 33 and certainly above the yellow. 1.4 for NBI white from a short standpoint. Not a whole lot of interest activity in doing anything. Shakeout continues to rise, but like I said, it's going to get more difficult because bulls have to be pushing this, and any slip up, you're going to get a little fade, and becomes interesting because if you stay above yellow on the pivot down to the magenta, it's an opportunity to buy a down day. Something to point out. See if it happens from an NQ standpoint. Likewise, even a little more positive than the S&P, and everything clean. So it's pretty much the same as that. Yeah, everyone's going to say, but what? What's going to happen? Well, don't get complacent because it's not going to last long. It never does. From a treasury standpoint, out of range for investment. So I don't even know what the point of that is. It's like living in a foo-foo land of thinking that rates are going back to zero. Well, and it's possible because when we look at oil, massive inventory increases. So maybe there is a significant slowdown. Maybe they're finally reaching that tap out point, because now it becomes interesting because where did the demand drop off come from? It's not a supply increase. And then you have even Biden releasing the entire petroleum reserve, or at least for gasoline, in the Northeast. Crazy stuff, just to lower gas prices by a couple of dollars. Well, the question is, why aren't they going lower if you have these massive surpluses? Well, because that inflation built into things, they're only going to go down a certain amount, and that's it. So that's just the reality of it. From a euro standpoint, that weaker oil is definitely going to give another leg up for the euro. So that'll be exciting for them. Gold is going to continue to rise because this is all an indication that you're pushing closer towards a stagflation, where you're going to see continued positive earnings situation simply because of everything costs more. It's not necessarily going to generate more profit because the replacement costs of everything are starting to bite now, and that's been a drag on things. And then if you see a slowdown from the consumer, which depending on regions and certain demographics, has already begun. If that starts to escalate, things start to go downhill fast. And this is always the case. The move up is always slow and steady, but then that move down is usually rapid and violent. Bitcoin, had a little push up, faded back a little bit. ETH has been the hot player at this particular stage, catching up to where Bitcoin has been, as they believe they've got their regulatory issues behind them. So the excitement, ooh la la, for crypto. From a 50K standpoint, we talked about the weakness that develops from that crossover, and then you look for the NBI blue to cross back above gray right there, and that leads you to your next buy configuration going up, and that's exactly what happened. And so there you have it. Pretty straightforward, clean and simple. Clean and simple. From an intraday standpoint, again, a little bit of back and forth. We got a partial retrace into the move up, and that's got to happen to take care of options setups going forward. We did end up towards the high end of the range, and in post market, they filled it right back in. You see how beautiful that is? They just pop it up, and then they take it right back. So it fills in those positive extremes. All clean. Pretty benign so far, but I think that you can see that we're starting to build towards a thing. Whether that thing will be excitement, positive, or more to the negative side, I think is just going to depend on some of the readings that we start to get. They're going to do whatever they can to juice things to make it look as nice as possible. But you can put as much lipstick on a pig, and it's still a pig. So there you go. Have a good one. As always, anything relevant, I'll put on Skype chat. Trade well.